ኣብዝቕነ ኣብ ዴንቨር ኮሎራዶ ዋዕላ ተጋሩ ዴንቨር 2019 ብድሙቕ ጽምብል ተሰላሲሉ እዩ ካብ ዝነበሩ መርሃ ግብሪ እውን መናእሰይ ዘሳተፈ መድረኽ ተጸራሐ እዩ እዚ መድረኽ ያንግ ኢንተሌክቹዋል ተጋሩ ብዝብል ስያመ እዩ ተሰንዩ ተኻይዱ ኣብዚ መድረኽ ዝተሳተፉ መናእሰይ ተወሊዶም ብዛዕበየሉ ቋንቋ እንግሊዝኛ እዮም ነቲ መድረኽ ኣድሚቖምዎም ብዋናነት ብቋንቋ እንግሊዝኛ ዝገበርዎ ዘተ ብዝፈልጥዎን ዝዓበየሉን ቋንቋ ብቐሊሉ ተረዳዲኦም ተገንዚቦም ንትግራይ ዝሐሸ እታወታት ከበርክቱ ዝዓለመ ነይሩ እዞም ኣብ ኣሜሪካ ኣብ ዝተፈላለዩ ዓውድታት ብምስታፍ ልዑል ኣበርክቶ ዝገብሩ ዘለዉ መናእሰይ ብቐጻልነት ብሞያኦም ንትግራይ ኣብ ዝገብርዎ ደገፍ እውን ብዕምቀት ዘትዮም እቲ ዋዕላ ፍልይ ዘብሎ ነገር እንተሃለወ እቶም መናእሰይ ብዝተዋፈሩሉ ዓውዲ ንትግራይ መሰረት ዝገበረ መጽናዕታዊ ጽሑፍ ብምቕራብ ሰፊሕ ምይይጥ ገይሮም እቲ መድረኽ ነቲ ዕላማ ጥራሕ ተሓንጊጡ ኣይኮነን ተኻይዱ ብዓብይኡ ንእስቲ ትግራይ ምምስራት ብዝብል ዕላማ ኮሚኒቲ ትግራይ ብምህናጽ ኣብ መንጎኦም ዘሎ ርክብ ዝያዳን ምጉልባት ዝጠመተ ሂቦም ኣውጊዖም እዮም ካብዚ ተወሳኺ ቋንቋ ባህሊ መንነት ትግራይ ክፈልጡን ክግንዘቡን ኣብ ዝቐረበ ምድላው ምርኢት ባህላዊ ሙዚቃ እውን ዝለዓለ ድምቀት እቲ መድረኽ ነይሩ ኣብቲ ምድላው ዝተሳተፈ መሳርሕትና ፈለማ በራ ነዚ ትሕዝቶ ኣዋዲዱ ክትከታተሉ ዓዲመሎ ሰናይ ምክትታል
ንፈታዊኡ መዓር ዕረብ ጸላእቱ ተወፊሩ ብዓወት ዝኣቱ ተወፊሩ ብዓወት ዝኣቱ
ሽመይ ያው ዘነበ የልባል ወይ ዘንተጋሩ ማለቲ ካብ ሚኒሶታ የመጽ ላውዚ ልመጻ ኩሉ ዋዕላ ተጋሩ 2019 ልከኽብር እዩ بمحبر مناسي تجار سمين أمريكا وكيل يترخيبني خوزي مالتيو خلاي همتو عن تولو بالخيو خلت عينت مناسي إنيو عن إحنا أو عد توليدنا أو عد عبينا لوزي المسألة مناسي إنينا خلط أو زي توليدهم أو زي العوي مناسي إنيو تشتهم يوز مالتيو نهايته متحسسات أي موزحته مستوزي له كوميونيتي محبر حساب يمور كونكتد خوينو مالتيو عن إحنا لا أو زي ونينا أو عد ونينا مالتيو سلازي حدا كومن لغنا إنترست إنينا أو زي كوميونيتي زي نحنا ونا عدنينا أزي خلتنا خوينا نسرحو نجار عبي نجار نيدحر هذي اتفورم دما لوزي كم هاتشولنا مستم يوز بحادث تاينا كنسرح عبي حاجة زجبرنا مخانو ياو كافت مثل تهون حدا يومالتيو.
Mahlet from Charlotte, North Carolina. I just really wanted to experience like the collectiveness and the unity that Denver has, and just meeting my fellow Tegaru and making connections and networking with all these wonderful youth. Community means to me being able to support the people around me, the youth, even the old school, being able to support each other and show each other the route to helping each other prosper. I really feel like as I learn from the great leaders that we have here, I can hopefully show the younger children and be a leader for them and show them how to really come together and lead their own initiatives, whether it's in education or in women's rights or in bringing equality to people in Tigray, for sure.
كمان لهم كلهم تجارو عالم لخاز لهم ناي وزي ترخينا زنينا ناي تجارو فورم بزبال وعلى تجارو ناي عرب مشت زجاجة يوم عنتي.
أنا نهو سناي. I am the planning organizer for the youth in Denver, Colorado. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing here is we're working on raising money for the community center here in Denver. We have the biggest Tegaru community in all of North America. My dad, Ato Halim Kel, he's been here since 1977, and ultimately our numbers are growing, and my people, we need a place to go of our own. And so we're having the Tegaru conference, Friday night, youth night. As you guys can see, we have a lot of younger people here. Tomorrow, Saturday, we have panel discussion. And on Sunday, we're going to be at the actual community center so people can see the land that we bought and how we can build on top of it. So far, it's been challenging, you know, with the younger generation and the elders. You know, the elders, thank God for them, they did everything for us, you know. But a lot of the youth, they get lost along the way. And now they're coming back because certain people are asking us questions or they're saying certain things to us that are very misleading. So the youth and myself, we need a place where we can learn more about our identity, our culture, the true history of how our families got here, and a place for us to communicate, speak more Tigrinya, go to church more, things like that. thank God for Tigray Media House. You guys are telling the truth, the real story. You guys are representing. Big shout out, Tigray Media House. Diaspora, we love you guys, man.
Hello everyone, my name is Marta Workenewaldai. I'm from Denver, Colorado, but I currently live in San Francisco and I came back for this event tonight. To be honest, to see this type of leadership from my peers and from those even younger than me is truly inspirational. For us, one of the things we think about most is that our parents came to this country, Kaf Tigray Matziom, and they worked so hard to not only give themselves the opportunity at a new life, but also and mainly to give us an opportunity at education, at financial stability, at all of these different opportunities. So it's absolutely our job and our duty to make sure we give back to Tigray. That's our responsibility. So this was amazing and an honor to be able to see. I think mainly one of the main areas we need to focus on is making sure that we are financially investing into Tigray. We have all the opportunity in the world here to sit down and come together and brainstorm on different ways where we can make an impact on the ground and make sure we're supporting the people on the ground in the way that is best for our family and friends back home. So I think that that's probably one of the best things we can do is come together, brainstorm, and then financially invest into our country and our motherland. I think just generally speaking, all Tigray people need to be supporting like this platform. It's so incredibly important for first and foremost for us to have a collective voice and a space where we can all hear one another's perspective.
Okay, my name is Soliana. I'm coming from Northern Virginia. My mom wanted me to be involved with the youth Tigray community. Yeah, she just wanted me to meet people my age who are involved in the community up here. I think it's a really good turnout, and I'm really excited to see all the youth participating and being excited about their culture and excited to learn about their culture and where they come from. Community to me means, I guess, sharing a common identity and being proud of where you come from and building up the youth especially and building up your community.
That firm Hilogo means family at the end of the day. It's just a group of people with the same common interests coming together to celebrate our culture, heritage, and what we all have to offer. So just a family at the end of the day. Oh yeah, for sure. That's an extended family member. And so with each state, each city, we want to help one another out. So everybody coming out to help us out is, you know, we can't appreciate it enough. And so the way you guys are showing us love, we want to show you guys good love too. So we would love and be more than happy to help out other locations. Let's jump on the bandwagon together, man. Everybody's got to put their own effort. So we need as much help as we can. I know the youth, the guys that are, you know, almost in their 30s after college, we all kind of draft away. Real life happens, but come back, contribute. Let's grow this community together, and we'll be a big problem to solve with. So yeah. Locally, there's a good number amount. You know, Senai, a couple others are pretty good. Ato Mulugeta, visionary man. He's got a good vision in his mind, and so he's got a lot that he wants us to execute. So there's a lot of people that we look up to.
My name is Oxmari Gebrahanes, aka Martha, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio. There was a call to our people, and I came. I feel like when a community is trying to do something like this that betters their community, then people should, if they can, come try to support. I was able to fly in, but if, you know, people who weren't able to fly in, they could have still, you know, bought tickets, but there was a call to our community, so I came. Community means to me a place where people, when they're having hardships, you know, when they're finding difficulties in their lives or when they're successing in their lives, or people who have something in common where they can go to and interact with each other and better each other's lives, help each other out. I think I can build off of the mistakes that that our elders are making now and try to fix that. And actually, like, I have a lot of youth who actually follow me and like look for me for inspiration. So if they see me at these events, then I want to inspire them to come out to these events if they're able to. People came with me to this event too. Like people my age, like they came to this event too, which I'm proud of. But my biggest thing is I want to teach people to be
once I get older, once I graduate, I want to teach them to be proud of their culture and to not hide behind it and to understand it and embrace it. So I feel like when there's a call and response, I don't feel like it's just for that community independently. For like Denver, I feel like they called a response to everybody because they're doing something here that's going to possibly benefit everybody. Yeah, mostly the Denver community, but by them doing this, it's going to start another seed in another country. I mean, in another state. Another state will possibly want to do a community center. And I feel like it's important because, you know, I can't be selfish. I can't be like, oh, Columbus is not doing this, why I can't support. You know, I want to come out and support because this is something that's going to be physical for the people who were not born in Tigray. Like me, I wasn't born in Tigray, so I don't have a physical connection to Tigray. And these people, they will have a physical connection here with the community center. So I feel like that's very important, and to be able to invest in other people's future, not just in your own communities, but spread out into other communities. And together we are one community, it's just a different state. I think what attracts me most is like the lifetime friends I make. Tigray Festival last year, that was in DC. I still have friends that I connect with till this day that came out to this event too. And I feel like when we build connections like this, that's how we know who's who in each state, you know what I mean? Like we're youngsters, yeah, like we can't connect as much as we want to, but at the same time, these events do build lasting relationships, yeah. And like with these relationships comes connections. So when we get older, we already will know people in each state. So if we want to start something up, we will have the support of them in these states. I feel like Tigray Media House is doing a really great thing where it's, you know, it's ongoing. It's not just like once a week or once every 2 weeks. It's very ongoing, and it really talks about what people want to hear, and it really does involve people in America and Adi, and I really do give props to this because this was started in a time where nobody believed in it, and like nobody really cared for it, but like by you guys especially going state to state, you showed people what's truly going, and like you guys always update people what's going on, and I feel like that's very important. Updates are very important because people start to feel like, you know, their money isn't going where it's worth, but I feel like you guys did a really great thing with broadcasting every move you guys did.
Mabrat Gabru from Atlanta, Georgia.
All the way from Atlanta.
Aksumawit Teklu from here in Denver, Colorado.
So far, it's been amazing. This is the first event. It's youth night. We had a really good turnout. I think it went well.
It definitely surpassed our expectations. You know, this is the first time the Tigray Communities Forum is happening, so day one, it's looking good. It's looking good.
The fact that we are all coming together to have an event like this. I mean, I thought it was important to come from Atlanta and participate and be part of the planning, because if we don't do it, who's going to do it? Community means people, love, self-reliance, unity. Tegaru United. That's what it's about.
Axel, what does community mean to you?
Community means strength, resilience. It means support. It means being together, having a strong network. Community means always having someone. You look to your left, you look to your right, you look backwards, and there's always someone there for you. In Denver, I would say it's a work in progress, but from 1 year ago, 2 years ago, it's a huge improvement. We have a lot of higher participation from the youth, but we still have some work to do. We're still reaching out to more youth, different youths with different skill sets to join us and participate.
So the reason why I saw it was important, in Atlanta, they have a community center. I see the programming that we do in Atlanta, the people who come, we have a safe space for anybody to come for tutoring, for graduation celebration. So when Denver said they were going to build a community, I saw how important it's been in Atlanta, so I want to support them in Denver.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in the Denver community. Thank you for supporting us. Even thank you to those who didn't come and actually bought tickets. It means a huge amount. And I know that Denver, we're going to do the same for you in your city.
So are you up to the challenge to go all the way to different cities?
I'm up for the challenge. I'm excited. I'm ready to support Tegaru nationwide.
For those who bought a ticket and they couldn't come, thank you. We really appreciate your support. For those who made a decision not to come, you missed out. We missed you. You better be there next year. It's very important.
For those that bought a ticket and couldn't come, just remember that you are a piece of our Denver Tegaru community history. You are part of building our community center. Even that one ticket, it means so much. To those who didn't come, look out for all of our videos. You're going to see how fun it was to be together, to be united, and you'll even see how much it affected the community once you see our center. So once you see that, I know that everyone will believe in us, and you'll be there the next year and the year after that. I just want to say we were watching you. Since we were little, we were watching you, and that's why we're here today. You inspired us, and that's why we're here. So thank you, and now it's time for us to take the torch and take leadership.
Amen. Same question. Again, I mean, thank you to our elders. Thank you for those who led the way. Thank you for their willingness to involve us, because sometimes it's difficult when people have to change hands and, you know, allow other people to lead. But everybody that we've encountered has been so open to allowing young people, for all of us, to share our talents, our ideas, our resources. So thank you.
Thank you, Tigray Media House, for covering our event.
My name is Salamwai Gide. I live here in Denver, Colorado. It's just pretty much bringing people together, people from all walks of life, as a community, trying to build a community. We're already strong here. We're trying to get stronger, and just having a place to come to make you feel, you know, like home. So, community, first of all, means family. Family means unity. So this community is going to be very key, not only for people my age or the older generation, but people after us too. So we're trying to create something that can be passed on to future generations. The challenges was getting people to the meetings every day, getting people committed, but I think we really pulled it together. I mean, you couldn't tell there was any challenges. So, you know, I'm always willing to meet new people, travel to new places, and for a great cause too. So I look forward to wherever they decide to take it. Don't miss the next one. That's all I gotta say. This is really the start of something so big, and something that everybody should be involved in. So I would just say, take this as a lesson to be at the next event. So.
نهاجبو سنشحنه لعلنا الله مخنه مسخ حشو شو سيبنا والله سيبنا والله فتنا قلعة تقري وينو وطر طلي معاري قطر شمانو مانو عاويت بورا بيت بقريا بخنا قلعة تقري شقي قلعة تقري مونا وطر لويلو شكوري طر شكورينا عبز عيني تمل على السلا رقيق شفون جرسي تخادي سياسي حنين فوقوتي سياسي قلونا إمامي عند الله مشت تناتي الكعلام مشت تناتي الكجنتي قلعة تقراي الشلالي مكابرون قلعة تقراي الشلالي مكاوركي نسيب لنا الله ماسي مرياك وانتلو تلالي تلاليتي سعمني وعلمتي شخونا حمامي العني تقراي ساق قرم ساق عرفي نافقتي قلعة تقراي وينو شو من مانو قلعة تقراي مونا شبورينا الشمونا شمسكت سكاك قدم مسخ وزوز.
Two things I want to pass on. Generational differences are normal. It's exaggerated in our circumstances because of migration. the second thing I want to talk about is integration. نعنا أبزي استولدنا وأبزي زعبنا بفلايتهم بنيشتيهم زمتو مالتيو. It is very difficult to integrate into another context. You guys say stuff like that, right? Right? Actually, it's very psychologically difficult to integrate into a society where you look like people who have been systematically marginalized for hundreds of years. So you're fighting when you go outside, right? And then in your family, you come back and they say, don't do that. Komwai nori. Do this, do that, do this. And you try to make them happy because you want them to be happy. But some people have never even been to Tigray. They don't even know Kabe comes to way to expectation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's natural that this kind of a gap would happen. Communications Tigray, if you want my honest opinion. They're very strong people. They've suffered tremendously across hundreds of years, probably because of the geopolitical location of where they are. And what ends up happening is, but if you don't talk about what you're going through, there's confusion. Do you understand what I'm saying? They say, you don't know anything, right? Who's heard that before? You don't know anything. Anyone? Yes, of course we don't know. I mean, we were born and raised here. We have no idea. Are you going to share that information? If you don't share it, we'll never know, right? And not the nice things only. Everything's good. There was a problem too. That's why we're here to begin with, right? Tell us everything. Tell us everything. So, we can think through intellectually, right? It's good for people to know who they were. I may be here I may be Filipino in 100 generations, I don't know. People mix, that's the nature of humankind, right? But it's important for me right now. Foundation, I have to know who I am. Even if it's uncomfortable for you to share it. Does that make sense? And if you don't know, say I don't know. Then you know what we can do? We can get people studying archaeology and they can go to Yiha and start helping whoever's there digging up artifacts to continue the struggle to understand better what was, right? Okay, that's one thing. There's a gap in opportunity. ስለምንታይ ተፈጥሩት gap in opportunity ክንሐስብ ከለና well ኩሉ ሰብ ክመጽን ከሎ ኣብ ሓደ ደረጃ ይነበረን. Some people knew how to read and write in English. Some people didn't even know how to read and write in their own language because of systematic oppression from before. This is a reality, right? So even as I'm going to speak from the youth side, for us to expect our parents to jump with us when they're struggling so hard to get to even a basic literate, being literate sometimes is unrealistic. We have these unrealistic expectations of one another, right? We get frustrated. Why are you not like this? Why are you not like this? We can't be like that. That's not who we are. We came from problems. We're trying our best to make it better. Some of us were born into problems. Some people were born into housing projects that it's not even safe for you to walk and get some exercise in the evening, depending on what city you're born in, right? There's a lot of things that we're dealing with. So we need to talk. Communication, see? We got to talk to each other openly, malatiyo. And I'm so excited when Mr. Mulgeta talked about these community centers. It's the perfect platform to have these kinds of difficult conversations, malatiyo. Another thing I want to mention, technology was mentioned a number of times. This is the fourth industrial revolution, malatiyo. Everything is going to be, artificial intelligence is going to take over. To taxis, Uber, this is all going to disappear at some point. So, ምርጫለሁ. Are you going to make the transition here and help your family back home to make the transition into this increasingly dynamic, integrated world in which technology will run a lot of things? Komu tagerna, we're going to be okay. Teze gavarnaka, we're going to be even further behind than we are right now. So that's a very dangerous thing. It's very important that we stay on top of that. Salsai Nagar, there's also a gap. When I was writing to all of these dignitaries across the political spectrum, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, we need alliances, right? There's a gap in communicating not only amongst ourselves, miskalot, you understand? Other immigrant communities, maybe bitnatka shigr zahala fuq idmaha, bzuh mkhri khbu khazkhulu. We need to be talking to them. How did you pass through that? Maybe they're different from you. Maybe they came from the same background as a lot of people who hold the power in our current society, so it's not as difficult. But whatever it is, there's always something to learn, right? So I want to argue that the gap in engaging civically, you need to vote locally, you need to vote nationally, you need to know what people are saying about you. That's one of the reasons why we're having a lot of problems right now too. We don't know what people are saying to us on a national platform. And then we're shocked, right? We need to be present, you need to be at the table as a group. Everything that we've done in antiquity to this day, even opening a liquor store, you do it through alliances, right? Help each other out. And then go to the Eritrean community is here, the other Ethiopian African community. There are a lot of people here. We need to build alliances because that's the key to survival. If you really want to survive, Malitu, if that makes any sense. So I guess to conclude, gaps are natural. How you address the gaps are up to you. And I hope we all use the platform that we'll have at the community center as a place to discuss these issues, and even if it's uncomfortable, even if it takes years, find a way to come to relevant solutions for our community. Thank you so much.
My name is Elsa Mihari. I became an attorney last year, and I just wanted to discuss 3 specific issues. These are issues that are based on what I've gone through, and I think a lot of American-born Tegarus can understand. So the first topic I want to discuss was identity. I went through an identity crisis. It's very difficult being American and Tegaru. I know my parents, they came here, they came to a new country, they had to learn a new language, but it's very difficult because I am American, I speak English, but I'm Tegaru, so I never understood how to reconcile the two. I felt like 2 different people. And what kind of helped me reconcile the two was traveling back home in 2017. And when I traveled back home and I met all of my family, I went to Tigray and I saw where my parents came from, that is when I understood who I was. That is when I understood that I'm one person. I am American and Tegaru. I'm not 2 different people. I can be both. And that's why I always try to tell the younger people that it is very important to travel back home. I don't think they understand I don't even think they understand that there's an identity problem, that they're not able to reconcile the two. I think they just have become complacent and that's just their life. But traveling back home really does help solve those problems. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about was opportunity. And, you know, we hear all the time, America is a land of opportunity, which it is. I think the difference between America and Ethiopia is that in America, if you work hard, anybody can make it in America. If you put the time and if you have great work ethic, you can make it. And when we come to this country, and if you don't take advantage of the opportunity, it's honestly, I feel like I'm disrespecting my parents they came here for me to have a better life. So I have to take advantage of the opportunity. And I think in Atlanta, we have the Young Intellectual Group, and they are very, very, very active. This summer, they're having a summer program where they're teaching younger kids about like learning how to code, and they'll be able to get a certificate, and they'll be able to get jobs with that certificate. And I think it's very important, because when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of people in my life who were professionals. I didn't have anyone to look up to. I just felt like I was kind of lost. You know, it was difficult because my parents, like, they work hard, but they don't understand the educational system in America because they didn't go through it. So I felt lost a lot of the times. So now that I'm a professional now, there's a lot of professionals, and we have to put the time in and help the youth. We can always make time for that. We can provide internships for them. If I have somebody at Tegaru community who wants to intern for me, that's crazy that I'm gonna have an intern, but I think it's amazing that I can provide her insight into what the practice of law entails. Because honestly, I feel like I chose the practice of law like just randomly, and I just want young individuals, these Tegarus, to kind of be able to see what each career entails before they make a decision. They can intern with me, they can intern with Dr. Tsega, they can intern with Mebrat. They need to see what each field entails. So when they're making this decision, which is their career, they're gonna be happy with that decision. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was legal knowledge. I feel like it is very important that everybody, young and old, you have to know the laws of this country. You have to know your rights. We have many constitutional rights. And if you don't assert those rights, it's kind of meaningless. When you're pulled over by a police officer, you don't have to speak to him or her. You don't. Don't try to talk yourself out of the situations. I've had many clients who basically dug a hole for themselves because they talked. I couldn't help them as best that I could because they decided they were going to reveal information they shouldn't to the police officer. So know your rights. That's what makes America so great. We have a lot of rights, but you have to assert them. So that's all I have for today. Thank you guys again.
سلام كمي حريركم كمي وإلكم دكعتي. It's always lovely to see you all together in one place. Thank you for coming. So my name is Mahalit Gwalar Akasai. I work in a healthcare field as a nurse. I've worked in long-term cares for a couple of years for mental health facilities. Currently, I work at a rehab center. So I want to talk about what mental health means. In our culture, in our religions, whatever religion you have, we associate mental illness with the devil. You know, they say, "Tetsalila," or "Shaitan hizuo," something like that. You know, but mental health, according to World Health Organization, it is the state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her own ability, can cope with normal stress life, and can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to contribute to his or her own community. So what does mental disorder or mental illness mean? It's the opposite of that. It's when when a person's thinking is affected, their emotional state being and their behavior is disrupted, and they can no longer work. They can no longer be, they can no longer do their daily activities. So in our community, we see a lot of depression, we see a lot of anxiety, we see a lot of PTSD, which is post-traumatic disorder. And currently we're seeing a lot of suicide, which is very sad. So what does depression mean? Depression is very common. It's a common mood disorder. It affects how you feel. It affects how you handle your daily activities. It affects your sleeping, your eating, and your work habits. You either sleep too much or you don't sleep. You either eat too much or you don't eat at all. And you either work or you don't want to work. You just stay at home, depressed. And anxiety is triggered by, it comes from a worry or feeling of fearful. You fear for any reason. It could be your kid goes out and you think they're the worst. They're not coming back. They're gonna get into a car accident. So you feel very anxious about it. And post-traumatic disorder is a mental health condition that is triggered by a terrifying event. As Tegarus, we have experienced the worst, I would say, from the world. We've experienced bombing, hunger, we've struggled. So it is common to see PTSD on Tegarus. You get these nightmares, flashbacks, and so you start avoiding the situations that triggers those events. So you don't want to talk about these events. You don't, like Tega was saying earlier, you don't want to talk about the bad things that happen because you want to avoid these memories. And also, we see a lot of suicides in our community these days. A little kid she killed herself a couple of years ago. Why are we seeing these suicide events in our community? Why are people completing suicide? Or especially young kids at 13 years old. Why is this happening? Do you think they all want to die? No. When they complete suicide, they're calling out for help. Are you paying attention to your kids? Are you paying attention to your parents? Are you paying attention to your friends? How are they doing? Are you really asking how you're doing and walking away? Are you pausing and listening to their response? That's what we need to do. Is it okay to ask them if they want to kill themselves? It's okay. You can ask them. You'll get a response because they need that. They're calling out for that. So, why are we not taking care of ourselves? The most important organ in our body is our brain. So if you get sick, you go to the hospital, you take care of yourself. You take medications. When you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling depressed, or when you're feeling that you want to kill yourself, why aren't you looking for help? So with this community, with the Tegaru community, what we want is that we want to invite you to come home. Come home on 11182 East Mississippi Avenue, Aurora, Colorado, 80012, the Tegaru community. We want you to come home. Let's talk. Let's heal each other. I'm here to support you, and you are here for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Salam Tawelda. I am from Denver, Colorado, but I was born in Aksum, Tigray. I recently graduated from Colorado College, and I am part of the youth committee on the Tigray Ethiopian Community Association in Denver.
Nate Shum Everett Richardson. That's all I've got in Tigrinya. But I did my undergrad at the Air Force Academy right up the road. I'm a captain in the U.S. Air Force, getting ready to separate, and I'm getting ready to go to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania.
What does community mean to you?
Community to me means being united in a vision that is improving our future and is improving the everyday lives of our people. I think we are very, very committed to rising above all of the challenges that we have faced. And so I think being in community means acknowledging where we've come from, acknowledging the efforts that are being made today, and looking towards the future to see how can we continue to push forward and excel for our children, for our children's children, and make sure that down the line for generations, like, we are building and thriving together.
I think community for me means really integrating our economic, our social, our religious, our political lives in a way that is beneficial for our community. And so recognizing that we have an obligation to help out and to meet the needs of all of the members of our community. And I think that by doing a better job organizing, like this conference, I think is a good example of kind of organizing our lives. I think we can do a better job integrating kind of all of those different parts of our lives.
I think I can't speak for what doesn't motivate others, but I know for myself what motivates me is understanding what contributing today is going to do for our community in the future. So knowing that if I show up here today, if I make this action today, if I participate in this meeting or whatever, that in the future it means we're going to have a strong foundation built already. And I hope that that's something that motivates other people, that they see all the little things I do today are contributing for a better tomorrow for Tegarus worldwide. But I think people have to come to that realization on their own. But I hope that seeing other youth participate invigorates them to participate as well.
Well, I think, at least for me, I mean, what got me here was an invitation. And so I think that the outreach is, as simple as it sounds, I think the outreach and just inviting people is a really important factor. I think that, like Solomon mentioned, she made this shirt, and so, I have the shirt, and so it makes me feel excited to participate and to, participate with pride. And then we'll leave here and we'll both be wearing these shirts. And so I think that that'll help get the word out. Absolutely. This was an incredible opportunity to get to. And I flew from San Francisco. So I flew from San Francisco here. I know many other people flew from out of town. And so I think that that's the consensus. I think we're all very excited to support the community wherever that community is.
It's been such a beautiful, beautiful weekend to see all of our people in one place. And we have such beautiful visions for our future and such big aspirations. And we will not be able to complete these goals without the participation of everyone, whether it is, sending money where you can, if it is involving yourself in spreading videos, like making sure the word gets out about events, about goals that we're trying to achieve. So please just keep yourself in the know about what is going on and involve yourself where you are. If you're an artist, if you're a lawyer, if you're a business person, anyone can help in any capacity.
I would just say, especially to the youth, I think to recognize that this is your power base. And so however you might feel about the things that are going on in your community or in your state or country or globally, by participating in things like this, this is your opportunity to cultivate that communal power and then to exercise it in the ways that you see fit. And so to take advantage, come out here, and participate and build that sense of community in a very organized way through this forum.
أبوني حدرها زندت زيني حدرها صلى الله عليه وسلم علي قلا لمن لا تنسلام عليك الله
جقنا تقراويتي لقاهيبا زوحتو تليتي لقاهيبا ماينوغو زحل تروي زغناي والحد زي ترخبه ومقناي مري الجيزة زمعرتو وسناي ودان ولا شمام حدا ويالاي نايزو خلو بعلنا
مقال سقي حاتي خيدي كاب عدمي أنا نكت تعدي تنفش بشب رسي عدو سوريا دكا حزاز وفرق ديمقراسي باريا
صبق اللي معرق اللي ورق جمار رقت اللي معرق اللي صبق اللي
أنا تتصلب